collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at another release from Glory Alliance 5, War of the Fierce Beasts. We have Purda, we have the Thunder Lion King, and the Broken Tooth Crocodile. So pretty fun little names for these guys. I'm going to put the two little partners off to the side for a moment, and we'll take a closer look at them a little bit later on, and we will just focus on Purda here. Now, I have to admit, Purda by far has the weakest vehicle mode, if you can even call it that. I mean, you can basically just see the robot laying down, and they put a little canopy here in the front. It's kind of lame. Now, I will say it does make for a fantastic robot mode because there's almost no kibble whatsoever. And because of that, Purda has one of my favorite robot modes out of all the releases. But the vehicle mode definitely suffers, and there's just not much to it. It's just the figure laying down with a little canopy. But the canopy looks nice. I will say there's a lot of nice translucent blue plastic there, which works well with the overall purple color scheme. A little bit of gold paint for accent. But yeah, it's just not a very strong vehicle mode, honestly. But like I said, the robot mode is actually really cool. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into that. So transformation, very, very simple. You can probably guess most of it. We're going to start off by removing these guns. They are just clipped into the bottom of the forearms here. And I have to say, these guns are very, very cool. I really like the metallic magenta coloring there. That's really nice paint applications. I really like these quite a bit. And of course, we have two of them. So we'll put those off to the side. You could actually just stand up the vehicle mode like this, maybe if it's going to take off from a launch pad or something, but it's really just because it's the robot mode. So we are going to disconnect the forearms. They are loosely tabbed in there to the top of the legs, and then we are just going to kind of bring them out. These little pieces you can kind of just pop out here to the side, something like that's what the directions suggest, kind of like a 45-degree angle. Then you can just rotate the arms very simply there at the bicep. We are going to split the legs like so. And then we are going to untab this skirt section from the back of the legs. Like that was tabbed in right there. And then we are going to just pull the legs out like this. There we go. Rotate the foot 180 degrees like so. You can see we're pretty much almost done. We're going to rotate this front skirt section down like this. Then we can just kind of leave this down here like so. This is going to kind of unpeg from this back section here. So you kind of just lift this up. This will flip down. You can push the head out while we rotate this around. This little tip of the nose cone here is going to fold up in there. And then this will just come around like so. Bring the head up. And then close this back up. And there we go. That is Purda. We are all done. Like I said, it's a very nice, clean robot mode. I really, really like it. It's just that the vehicle mode suffers greatly because of it. But I do really like this robot mode. The color scheme is really fun. I love the purple. I think it works really well with the gold and the translucent blue. All of that looks really sharp. Now we can bring the guns back in. You have a couple of options. You could peg them into the sides of the forearm here, which I think is a really cool look. But the official connection spot is here. You can see how these clips are at a 45-degree angle, and that allows you to pop these on like so, which I think looks really, really cool. I like the look of this quite a bit, and it kind of gives them these big cannons here on the back, which I think looks really, really neat. So I like that quite a bit. So, taking a look at the figure, head sculpt is really, really nice. I like the gold there, again, with the translucent blue. You have some nice blue paint there for the eyes. I like these little translucent blue spikes right here. Those look pretty cool. Head is on a ball joint, so you can turn side to side. Get a little bit of up and down, but not a ton. And you can kind of tilt side to side, but not much. Mostly, you get to swivel from side to side there. Really nice kind of metallic gold, as well as a little bit of gunmetal gray there, some purple, more translucent blue plastic. All that I think looks really, really sharp. You can spin the arm, no problem. Even with the gun attached, it does not get in the way. You can see how it kind of comes around, and it is nicely out of the way of the waist area there, which I appreciate. You have a hinge out to the side, kind of a soft ratchet. You can kind of hear it there a little bit. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. You have a wrist ball joint, so this can move all the way around. I don't think there's a waist swivel. Let me see. Hold on. If I move the skirts out of the way, yes, there is. Okay, good. So if we move the skirts out of the way, you can rotate where kind of the gray meets the white. It's a little difficult to do. You have to really get the skirts out of the way. But you do have a swivel there. Of course, you can move the skirt out of the way so that you can get to the hip articulation as well. So you can hear, again, kind of a soft ratchet there. Kick forward, kick back pretty decently. Thighs swivel, double jointed knees. You can hear the upper part of the knee has a tighter ratchet than the bottom part, but still nice range of movement. And then you have a ball joint down here for the ankle. So you can move front to back, side to side, give yourself some ankle tilt, which is nice. So I really like this guy. I feel like he can kind of pull off the best poses because, again, he has so little in terms of kibble. So he just really, really looks good here in robot mode. Really like this quite a bit. Let's go ahead and check out his two fun animal partners. So we have the Broken Tooth Crocodile and the Thunder Lion King. Really cool. I really like both of these little guys. The Croc is probably my favorite. Again, I just really like the purple with the translucent blue. I think that works really well. Mouth can open and close. Head can spin side to side because this just pegs in. And technically this can move up and down as well. So you can move the head up and down a little bit and spin side to side. For the legs, you have movement around like that, as well as the tiniest little bit of a hinge here where the light gray meets the purple. Similar back here, you can move this around, and then you have the tiniest little bit of movement right there where those kind of dark gunmetal gray bits are. Nice paint applications there. And then the tail can move slightly up and down, but you can see the tail is kind of meant to be like a cannon, which looks pretty cool. So yeah, I like the little gator. He's fun. And then we have the Thunder Lion King. This guy looks very impressive. I love the lion head here. The blue paint for the eyes really, really works. Mouth can open and close. Head can swivel side to side. This is just pegged on here. So you can see how, whoops, as I drop it, you can peg that back in. Now he does have these clips on the side here, and that's so we can attach it to the robot later on. But you can still get a decent range of side to side. Not a ton, but a little bit there. The cannons here, they can move a little bit up and down. And technically they can spin from side to side because, again, they just peg in like that. So you can move that around a little bit. And then you have the clips here for the legs. So you can hear the ratchets there. All four of those are the same at like the hips. And then you can see here you just have a very simple little swivel. And then you have another one down here for the paws with a little bit of the toes there. And then same up here. This can move and then this can move. So about 3 joints per leg. You can spin this because, again, this, you know what? Does this one unpeg? No, I guess this one doesn't unpeg in the center. But you can see that there is a hinge and a swivel. I thought that one unpegged as well, but it doesn't look like it. But still a nice range of motion there, and then you can move the tail up and down as well. So pretty good range of motion for the Thunder Lion King. And I love the red paint. That looks really sharp. The blue for the eyes, all the gray here on the guns. Just a really nice bit of paint application. And I think the molded in detail for both of these is really great as well. Connecting them to PURDA, the larger robot, we're going to just remove the croc head. For this section, we're just going to kind of, however you'd like to put these, like if you'd like to swivel them like this, if you'd like to swivel them like this, you're not really going to do much. I tend to kind of put them like this, but you just kind of want to, you know, bring them up a little bit out of the way. And then same for this, you can kind of bring this up if you want to do it like that. I find that that works a little better. Just kind of something like that. This is going to just be a cannon that gets clipped onto one of the forearms. Then for the Lion King, we're going to disconnect the head. We are going to disconnect the gun. And then we are going to pop off all 4 of the legs. And you can see they have those clips that I talked about that are pretty universal for this line. And then you're just going to kind of straighten this out, something like this. I mean, technically, if you wanted to do it like this, you could. It's going to connect to a forearm right here. So whatever orientation you'd like to put this in, technically you could swivel it like that, leave it like this, bend it one way or the other, however you prefer. But basically, you're just going to leave it like this, and this piece is going to get clipped on as kind of like a sword or maybe even a whip accessory, something like that. So bringing PURDA back in, we're going to take our large croc weapon. I guess I'll plug it in over here. It doesn't really matter. You can just peg it into either forearm. And then you're going to take this section. Now again, if this kind of gets in the way a little bit, but if you wanted to do something like this and kind of bring this down, it would get it out of the way. So if you like that orientation better, you have a little bit of room there, but kind of just gives them like almost like a whip accessory there on the side of the forearm. We are going to take these 2 front legs from the lion, and we are going to come peg them in over here on the side. Now you can do whatever you want with these. If you want to leave them on just like this, if you want to bring them back or something like that, whatever you think looks coolest, you have a lot of options. You can kind of play with these however you like, whatever you prefer. I tend to just kind of leave them hanging down, but again, you can pose them around however you like. We're going to come around to the back. We are going to take the croc head and just peg that in back here, like so. We are going to take the cannons and peg them in here, and that will kind of give him some over-the-shoulder cannons there. And then we're going to take these and kind of bend these and attach them to the gun. So you'll probably want to rotate these around. And again, whatever orientation you think looks the coolest. I tend to do something like this, just so it kind of looks cool. You can kind of see it from the front. Whoops, now I'm knocking stuff over. We'll fix that in a minute. So kind of something like this, maybe. Again, however you think it looks coolest, you can do whatever you wish. And then for the finishing touch, let me straighten out the head. We are going to take the lion head, and it will clip around the chest here. And, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. You have to take this peg in the center and push it back. Otherwise, it'll get in the way. Now we can clip it on. And there we go. There is PURDA, all decked out with his animal armor. And technically you can, I didn't point these out, but you can move these around a little bit. But technically you're just going to leave them up like that. Or again, if you like having them out a little bit further, you have that option. So, but yeah, I think this is cool. I really like the cannon and the like sword / whip accessory. I love the lion head on the chest. Storing the other lion legs wherever is what it is. I kind of like the ones on the back. I think that's kind of a cool look. And if you don't like them here on the side of the legs, you could try to maybe put them in here and move the croc head around. But I kind of like the croc to just be center there on the back. But yeah, very cool. I like this a lot. I think the colors go really well. Again, the yellow I think complements the purple. You have that translucent blue as well. All those colors look great together. And I really like the croc cannon. It's very simple, but I think it works really well. I like that a lot. And again, if you wanted to take, these cannons off the back and put them here on the sides of the legs, and then you could rotate them so they're facing forward to give them a little bit more artillery. You have a lot of options with these pieces. You can mix them around. With the exception of the lion head, that's always meant to go on the front. But all the other pieces, all the clips are standard. You can mix and match. You can switch them with other robots, bring their partners in, switch them around. I really appreciate that aspect of the line. You can really just make whatever crazy combinations you like. So even though PURDA's vehicle mode is by far the weakest of the 5, PURDA is still like up there as one of my absolute favorites just because I love the robot mode so much. I just think it looks so cool. I love the color scheme. I love his 2 animal partners. I love the big cannons. Everything about him I love except that vehicle mode. The vehicle mode is just so boring. It's literally just the robot fell forward and then the little canopy popped out and pretended it was a vehicle mode. But if you can get past that, there's a really good figure here. Like I said, the robot mode is fantastic. There's no kibble whatsoever, which makes him really posable and just really look fantastic. And like I said, great paint applications, great articulation. I love the animal partners. It's just a shame that the vehicle mode is such a bummer. But if you don't care about that, if you're just going to pose him in robot mode all the time, you don't even have to worry about that. It's a really great robot mode. Everything about him is great except that vehicle mode. But everything else is really wonderful. So don't count him out. Try to look past that vehicle mode because everything else is really, really cool. I like this one a lot. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.